election, yesterday we're covering off, both parties have unveiled policies to just help first home buyers, but help first home buyers get into new houses. So they want a bit of a double whammy, be able to help out to be able to get people into their first home, but also keep the building industry moving. So it's only working for new homes. And my big question is, who's going to build them? Because if you have tried to get a builder recently, maybe you want a reno, or maybe you've had to clean up after the cyclone, whatever the case may be, it's not the easiest thing in the world to be able to get tradies at the moment. It's a really difficult task, in fact. And I just think that we need to be doing more to be getting people into the trades. Forget about university. You want to make some dough, get yourself into the trades. And a man that will know about this, Scotty Challen, he's the CEO of QHI Group, is joining us on the phone at the moment. Good morning to you, Scotty.
Good morning, Luke. Mate, I wouldn't mind some of those Lady Gaga tickets if you're throwing them around.
Well, you're probably the only one that can afford them, Scott.
No, that's not true. We're not making that much money, mate.
Oh, come on. I'll tell you a story, Scotty. Seriously, this is a good mate of mine, very good mate of mine. He's doing a reno at the moment, and he got 2 quotes. He's had 2 quotes so far. Exact same job, exact same plans. One quote came in at $250,000. The next quote, which he got last week after another guy, was $98,000. It's incredible. It's incredible the disparity you can have with some of the quotes. But, mate, how are you finding getting staff at the moment? Do you agree that we need to be doing more to get people into the trades?
Oh, look, I've been advocating for that for a really long time, and this isn't something that's emerged, as we all know, just over the last year or 18 months. This has been a generational problem. It's been years in the making, and it's been successive governments that have contributed towards the problem that we have now. It's never been harder to find staff, and what makes it even worse for us right now is that we're competing against government for those staff. 80% of all jobs created in the country in the last 18 months were government-funded roles. So we're competing against the biggest player in the market, which is the government, and we're all struggling.
And that makes sense, Scotty. Of course, the government got so much infrastructure getting built, and they probably don't care about the price they're paying as much as your owner-occupier does. Obviously, it's not their cash.
Well, I think we're all used to construction cost blowouts. No one, your mate who's doing that renovation, I'm sure he's budgeted an allowance for some extras, some variables, some things that might go wrong. But what do we see every single day in the news? Well, this infrastructure project is now going to be $8 billion instead of $4 billion. I mean, we're talking big jumps here. So we've got a shortage of trades. We've got a shortage of kids getting through apprenticeships. We're not bringing in the skilled migration that we require. But look, we're never going to be able to deliver enough homes for all of the people that we're bringing into the country. It's really simple to say that this is a migration issue. There's too many people. I mean, you can break it down to that. That's one part of it. But we've also got multiple layers of government with their fingers in your pocket, taking big chunks of cash. Your friend who's doing that renovation, a big chunk of that money is going towards taxes, fees, rules, and regulations. And none of that is getting any easier either.
Okay, so do a sales pitch for somebody that's listening at the moment. Maybe they've got kids, or somebody's contemplating what their next move in life is, and we're sending kids off to university. They're coming out, in my opinion, a lot of the times with worthless degrees. Yet, if you have yourself a trade under your belt, but you've got the ability down the track to be your own boss and be able to really create something. I envy you guys that can go out and build your own product and don't have to rely on other people.
Look, it's a wonderful skill set to have. I do not regret it at any moment ever becoming a carpenter and ever running my own building company. But let's be truthfully honest about this. It's not easy to get through a 4-year apprenticeship, especially with wages the way they are. We can try and pay more, and we do pay our apprentices more than the industry rate so that we can retain them. But the government incentives to put these kids on, the government assistance that we used to get to be able to promote that just isn't there anymore. I would always encourage young kids to take up a trade, but our government wants kids to go to universities. That's what they're trying to achieve. They're trying to achieve higher numbers of kids in universities, which means less kids to get on the tools. Look, owning a business is a great thing, but let's also look at this number as well. 80% of building companies fail in the first 5 years. It's a graveyard. 10,000 building companies since COVID kicked off have gone under. 4,000 in the last 2 years alone. Look, we're staring down the barrel of decimation here, and it's a good thing to have a trade. Don't get me wrong, you'll always be in work. But running a business right now, mate, you are facing some serious headwinds, and the government is just making things worse.
Scotty, I really appreciate your time this morning. I know that Benny Davis is going to do a bit of a deep dive on this a little later this morning on his program. But, mate, I appreciate your time this morning. Keep swinging the hammer, mate. We need more of people like you in the world. Thank you, Scotty.
Appreciate your time. Thanks, Luke. See you, mate.
There he goes.